guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to do the throwback tag. I got this tag from Ms Beauty's friends Jacquelyn Marie. I'll put her information below. And if you're interested to learn more about my childhood, just keep watching. I was born December 1st, 1988. I was kind of a late bloomer because I was supposed to be born November 28th, the same day as my mom, but she had complications and I was just born, but you know, being late is always great. Currently, no, I do not have photos of my childhood. I'm sure my mom and dad has a few, but I never kept any because when I moved out to go to college, I didn't want everything from my past to come with me. We have a small place as it is, as you've seen in my apartment tour, so I don't need pictures and photographs until I move to my own house. Then I'll grab them all. I grew up on the normal shows like Barney, Lamb Chop, if you guys remember that, and also the Big Comfy Couch. Who doesn't remember the Big Comfy Couch? I mean, she was a short person with a big couch, and she stuffed everything in there, and her doll was Molly, and it was just amazing. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a teacher. Those plans changed as soon as I got to college. I was thinking about what I wanted to do with my life, and I knew I wanted to do something with kids. And I'm not a good test taker, so when I had to pass my basic skills in order to get into my program and didn't pass, I was like, why would I spend the money to retake it? It was like $500, and I was like, no, that's not worth it. I'm still upset about that, but I am happy with the career change. I am now in the family social services, and I get to work with all the different types of families, so I'm super stoked to be graduating this May and getting to work in that field. Every girl has Barbies and dream houses and like anything under the moon that you can think of as a child. However, when I was a child, my favorite toys were my stuffed animals. I never really grew up with any friends or anybody that I can play with, so my dolls were my friends. And I had, no lie, like 4 boxes of stuffed animals still sitting in my parents' basement. And it was ridiculous about the amount of stuffed animals that I had. My favorite one was my bunny. It was my first stuffed animal, and I will always remember him. The most embarrassing thing that I remember when I was a kid, okay, you know when like your parents went alone time and they say they're going to sleep, but really they go in their room to talk and stuff? Well, I remember one day, it was the day that we were expecting my babysitter to come, and I I don't know what I was doing, but I wanted to ask my mom a question, so I opened the door, and it was hard at first. I was like, oh, maybe it's locked, but I jimmied it and pushed it a little, and what I saw was horrific. And I remember running under the bed and hiding because I didn't want my dad to yell at me for barging in. But I don't even know if they remember that. So yeah, I would say that's the most embarrassing thing. Always knock before you enter a room. As a child, I wasn't really into music. I just remember going in my mom's car when we went grocery shopping. She listened to the oldies. So, three oldie songs that I like is Big Girls Don't Cry. My brothers and I have this little thing, since I'm a little husky, like, they would sing the song to me because to try to make fun of me. And then, Sugar Sugar, You Are My Candy Girl. That was a good song. I would rock out to that one. And another oldie but goodie, I can't really think of any. Yummy Yummy, I Got Love in My Tummy. I would love that song. So that's only the three that I can remember growing up on. You know, Halloween wasn't really my favorite holiday as a kid because I was scared of everything. Um, that was because, like, my dad would watch horror movies and would let us watch them, and my mom had no idea. My mom didn't really care. So I was scared of everything. But the one thing that I remember dressing up as was an M&M, and I'll insert the costume picture now. And I remember painting my face yellow, and it was just, and I know I was in 5th grade, and I was proud of it because we would my school would go on walks around we would go on walks around the building and do a little parade, and it was really interesting. I'll never forget that. Alright, so during my childhood, there was a lot of things that happened to me. One of the funny ones, I would say, was when my brother and I were outside, and just a little background. I had no idea how to stop and use a lawnmower. I was never taught, my brothers were, and I wish I was because then this would have never happened. Well, one day my brother and I were outside, my mom was out shopping, and he was cutting the grass. And I go, "Hey, can I help you?" And he goes, "Sure." So he puts the brakes on, parks the tractor, lawnmower, and he goes, "Here, have a seat." And he let go of the brakes, and I started going this way, and I was fine. Then I came around, and I was getting like this close to where we had a little porch area, and I was coming close to it. And I said, "Steven, how do I stop?" And he wouldn't tell me. He's like, "If you knew how to go, you know how to stop." And I was getting closer and closer, and bam, I hit the side of the deck, and my mom wasn't too happy, and of course my brother blamed it on me. What a jerk. I mean, come on. You're really gonna let your little sister take the blame? He did. There's a couple special things that I kept from my childhood. One being my doll. Her name's Ashley. And I would carry her around everywhere with me. Like, she was attached to my hip. And she also became my best friend. And two things about that. My brother threw her across the room, so she lost her arm. My mom never sewed it back. And then I played with her hair so much, like with different hairstyles, put it up, put it down, brushed it, what have you. And then she started to go bald. So she has this bald spot on her head, and I feel terrible. But that's at my mom's house, so I don't have it with me right now, but I'm sure as soon as I move out and get my own place, she'll be coming with me, and she'll be my kid's toy. If I ever have kids. And another special thing from my childhood, like, my mom was a knick-knack person, so I stole this knick-knack from her room, and she never knew that. And I still have it to this day, but I put it in a box. Again, it's in my parents' basement, but it's really dear to me, and it's been going on I've had it with me for like, it's going to be 26 years come December, so I consider that something special. Something weird I used to do. That's a good question. I really never did anything. Well, scratch that. There was one thing that I used to do. I had an older sister. Her name's Nicole. She has Down syndrome, and like anything would make her happy. Like if you played with her, if you did what she wanted, like she didn't understand like what right from wrong was. And I remember she would love to go outside in the summertime, and we had a swing set, and we watched Barney a lot. So her favorite thing was the John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith song. And what we would do is we would sing that song, and then afterwards we both would just play together on the grass, and we would spin in circles and go circle and circle and circle until we got dizzy and fell to the ground. We would laugh, and I was just loved seeing her laugh. And like to this day, I'll never forget that because she means a lot to me. And that memory will always, having a memory like that, come on guys, who wouldn't want to remember that? There's two things that I remember that were the scariest thing. One being, I was home alone with my aunt's dog. They were out of town, and I went to their house and I watched their dog. And he was like 13, I believe, and he had seizures a lot. And I was like in the 5th grade when this happened, and he had a seizure, and it was scary, and I had no idea dogs could have seizures. And he was trying to get up, he fell down, he got up, he fell down, and I just didn't know what to do for him. And that's scary for a child to go through. Another thing, I know a lot of people said this already, but 9/11 was scary I was in middle school, the 7th grade, and I was in Ms Kubiak's class, and like I didn't understand at the time what we were doing, but she shut off the lights, she told everybody to put their heads down, and at the time I didn't know until we heard an announcement from the principal, and then they told us what happened, and I was just so sad for everybody. Like that had to be the most scariest thing for somebody to go through, and just seeing everybody suffer, it was tearing me up, so that was pretty scary. How the world is different for me now from then is that I'm a grown-up and I have to do grown-up things. I have to go to work, I have to pay bills. When you're a kid, you don't have anything to worry about. Like, the world is free. You're free to do anything. And another thing that my world has changed is that you always heard that skinned knees is better than a broken heart. A lot of people had hurt me really bad, and they still do to this day. There's this one girl, I'm not going to name names, she hurts me a lot. Like, I tried talking to her, and she won't reply back, and I ask her questions, she won't reply back, and that hurts. I try to, talk to people too, and when they ignore me, that just brings the pain back from my childhood. Because I never had anybody, so I have all of you now, who watch this. I don't know who watches it, but I consider you guys my family. So yeah. Oh, and also big change from the world now, is technology. it's crazy how everybody relies on their cell phones. You know, back then when people didn't have cell phones, they had to rely on writing letters by hand, writing letters and putting it in the mailbox. Well, now with the technology we have today is you can pay bills online, you can pay bills through your phone, you can take pictures of checks and not even have to go to the bank. And you can even write emails. So I say that technology had a big impact from my childhood until now. Well guys, that is it. I hope you learned a little bit more about me and my past. If you have any questions, comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And as always, thank you for watching my video, and until next time, bye!